Wacha tutafutie mama mboga, wacha tutafutie.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. William Samoei Ruto's mission in India is coming out very clear, as what we are being told is that now India is giving William Ruto 38 billion Kenya shillings to go, or rather to come and boost the agriculture sector in the Republic of Kenya. I want you to understand that this is a loan. Si ile kwamba unapata kwamba is just a partnership. It is a loan. This is the same man that during the regime of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, this man came out telling us that his government was not going to borrow. That is what William Ruto said. He said that this behavior of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's government, borrowing, that is not his intention. As we speak, William Ruto has already borrowed 3.8 trillion Kenya shillings and above. 3.8 trillion Kenya shillings and above. As we speak, the IMF gave them 142.7 billion Kenya shillings. And already it has been disbursed to their accounts. World Bank, for the first time, they came out giving William Ruto's government 1.8 trillion Kenya shillings. 1.8 trillion Kenya shillings that came from World Bank. Then again, World Bank gave William Ruto's government $1 billion to come out and assist them when it comes to their budget. They came out passing in the National Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, the reality is coming out as William Ruto's reality is coming out to contradict. Rather, when you look at the reality that is coming out, that there is the same man came out telling us that he was not going to borrow. He has already borrowed what Uhuru Kenyatta, Mwai Kibaki, and other regime had borrowed during their regime. In other words, when you look at the sequence, when you start with Mwai Kibaki left it at, I think, 1.something trillion, the loan that Mwai Kibaki left to the country. It was 1.something trillion. I think 1.4 or 1.8 trillion. Uhuru Kenyatta came out leaving it at 8.1 trillion. 8.1 trillion. Then after 1.8 trillion, now William Ruto ameshaifikisha already 10 point, or rather 11 trillion. Is now, after this 38 billion Kenya shillings, inafika sasa 11 trillion Kenya shillings. Yani hii mtu kwa mwaka moja almost anafika 4 trillion Kenya shillings. But do you remember when William Ruto was campaigning for his bid, William Ruto came out saying this.
Ambia wa Kenya, tutakomesha mambo ya kukopa bila mpango. Wengine wanajaribu kusema serikali yetu imekopa. Mimi nataka niwaambie, ile budget tulikuwa naye, kulikuwa na pesa ya kukopwa karibu shilingi bilioni 900. Wakati nimefika nikawaambia hatuwezi kukopa bilioni 900. Tupunguze bilioni 300, tuondoe, tukope hii bilioni 600 mwaka huu. Mwaka ujao tutapunguza, mwaka huo mwingine tutapunguza, mpaka tutafika mahali ambapo budget yetu itakuwa inaendeshwa kwa pesa ya ushuru wa Kenya, na tujiondoe kwa mambo ya mikopo ambayo ni mtego, inaweza kuumiza taifa letu la Kenya.
This current budget of this financial year 2022-2023, katika hiyo budget iko na deficit ya 862 billion Kenya shillings. ile pesa ati ilikuwa inatakikana ukope ndio nchi yetu ikae sawasawa this financial year. I want to assure the people of Kenya that our president has not even borrowed a quarter of that money. Na kwa hivyo wale wanaandika maneno ingine, when you write about loans, it is good to tabulate for Kenyans to see. Ukisema kuna loan imekopwa, andika wenye wamekopesha, andika ile siku ilikopwa na uandika ni pesa gapi, so that we
made interventions that are going to make sure that our country is on sound economic footing. We cannot continue to get the short route to money from debt when we can actually raise money from our revenue. That is why we have made a conscious decision. Na tunafanya hivyo kwa sababu hatutaki kuwa na njia ya mkato ambayo pengine inaweza kutufaidi on the short term, lakini tuweke hatari katika taifa letu on the long term. We have to make sure tunatembea hiyo barabara, macho yetu ikiwa wazi, tukijua tunaelekea wapi. So mambo ya barabara tutarekebisha. Wabunge hawa ndugu zetu, nimeketi chini na wao, tumekubaliana kuna sheria ya mambo ya barabara tutapeleka bunge watu.
The reality is coming at a point that no one could have come out expect now whatever William Ruto is doing. I want to say without any fear of contradiction, you cannot stabilize an economy by raising taxation at the same time you're borrowing. You cannot. Let us have simple calculation. Let us just have simple calculation. When you look at the taxation of William Samoei Ruto, is so high. Is so high. At the same time, William Ruto is borrowing. What is the basis of William Ruto high taxing Kenyans? At the same time, this man is telling us he's not borrowing, but at the same time he's borrowing. The same man came out saying that he was not going to borrow with no plan, that he was going to borrow with a plan. Now, let us have a calculation. For example, when you look at the high taxation that William Ruto now is hitting us with, let's assume that William Ruto collected, for example, in this 1 month, he has collected maybe, let us just say roughly 100 billion Kenya shillings. 100 billion Kenya shillings. Then this 100 billion Kenya shillings, William Ruto has already borrowed 300 billion Kenya. Let us assume like that. 300 billion Kenya shillings. When you look at this high taxation, ina produce 100 billion, huyu mtu ameenda akakopa 300 billion Kenya shillings. Hii pesa ya kukopa, some wana claim kwamba wana service nayo loans. For example, kuna Eurobond, kuna IMF, kuna local institutions, yenye. Then in this side, hii 300 billion yenye imetoka kukopwa, yenye mbaki kidogo, ndio inaenda kwa shughuli, for example, mshahara, Ministry of Agriculture wanaeka kidogo, Ministry of Road wanaeka kidogo, Now, hii 100 billion hii yenye wamecollect taxes, inaenda kumezwa yote na misappropriation of funds. When I'm talking about misappropriation of funds, you find that this 100 billion Kenyan shillings is going for a waste. Where the reason why it was collected is not the reason why they're having them. Of course, they are spending it. Unapata kwamba hii ni pesa sasa wana travel nayo, wanaenda nayo matua, ni ya kukunywa nayo chai. Rigathi Gachagua alisema anataka sausage na nyama, those kind of things. So you find that this man, or rather William Ruto and his fellow Kenya Kwanza Brigade, they are using more money mpaka ya kukopa, but hakuna chochote, hata loans hawajamaliza, na hao sasa ndo wanakopa mingi. Now for example, let us assume wewe uko na 300 billion Kenya shillings umekopa. Hii 300 billion Kenya shillings, the country is having $2 billion loan. Unakopa ukilipa deni, ukiendelea kucollect deni tena, ukiendelea kucollect taxes, lazima tena utalipa ile deni nyingine, na kumbuka ile deni nyingine bado imebaki. So wewe is like you are taking our country to default. Our country is likely to default because at the same time you are high taxing Kenyans, at the same time you are borrowing. Which is which? Because this man said that common mwananchi are the one who are going to assist in building this economy. But as we speak, common mwananchi wameachwa kwa mataa. Yeye akienda kukopa na taxes ikiwa juu. I want to say this. There's a certain leader that came out saying that in this world, you cannot stabilize an economy by high taxing Kenyans, or rather by high taxing your citizens. In other words, it is so simple that William Ruto's mission is not the way people are thinking like. Huyu mtu ameenda tu mission yake kuhakikisha kwamba tuko na partnership na collaboration with other countries. But the truth is, this man anakopa pesa. At the same time, taxes ziko juu. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the trajectory that William Ruto is coming up with, do you think that William Ruto is going to succeed with this kind of mission that he's having? Akienda US anapewa pesa. Akienda Germany anapewa pesa. Akienda, the other time he was in Dubai, wamepewa pesa. Akienda India, leo amepewa 38 billion Kenyan shillings. You know? Everywhere, William Ruto is being given money, and in form of loan, not as cooperation or collaboration in any way. So India is coming out to expose William Ruto that his mission was not about collaboration and partnership with India, but he went there to negotiate loan. And this loan is going to be misappropriated. You do remember the Eurobond. When the Eurobond was taken and the US deposited that in Kenyan account, or rather, even this did not reflect to Kenya government account. And that is why we asked the other time, where is this Eurobond? So William Ruto is just lying to Kenyans. And what he was saying is literally opposite to whatever he's doing. And that is why Kenyans should not trust him. And do you think that William Ruto is going to change any kind of problem that Kenyans are seeing today? I don't think. What do you think?